Well, it finally happened. Treyarch just pulled the emergency brake on one of their biggest promises for Black Ops 7. All those operators and shiny weapon blueprints you thought you were bringing from Black Ops 6, yeah, they're gone. Wiped from the face of the earth. Just a little while after confirming Carrying Forward was a go, they did a complete 180. In a late August community update, Treyarch and Activision announced the feature was being totally scrapped. Welcome to the channel. My name is Kenzo for Life, and today we're going to be talking about why Treyarch reversed the Black Ops 7 carryover decision. Treyarch claims this is all for authenticity and to protect the game's vibe. But is that the real reason? Is this a huge win for players who have been begging for a gritty classic Call of Duty? Or is it a giant middle finger to everyone who invested time and money into content that was supposed to have a future? This decision is one of the wildest we've seen in years, and it changes everything for the future of the franchise. So, let's get into it. Let's start with Treyarch's side of the story, because they were pretty blunt about it. In their August update, they just came out and said it. Operators, operator skins, and weapons from Black Ops 6 will no longer carry forward into Black Ops 7. The reason? They said Black Ops 7 needs to feel authentic to its setting. Let's be real. This wasn't some random announcement. It was a direct response to a massive community meltdown. For years, a very loud part of the fan base has been getting tired of the game's cosmetic direction. What began as cool military gear somehow devolved into a chaotic mess of celebrity cameos and cartoon characters. We had everyone from American Dad to Nicki Minaj running around, which made the game feel less like a military shooter and more like a fever dream at a Comic-Con after party. To their credit, Treyarch and Activision actually admitted this. They said many fans feel the series had drifted from what made Call of Duty unique. That feedback, they claimed, hit home, and we take it seriously. Their goal for Black Ops 7 is to make a spiritual successor to Black Ops 2, a game famous for its tone. To do that, they argue, they needed a fresh start, without all the cosmetic baggage from Black Ops 6. It's a bold move. They're pretty much admitting that their main money-making strategy was accidentally killing the soul of their own game. And now they're saying they'll fix it by putting a cohesive world ahead of a cluttered anything-goes wardrobe. For a huge number of players, this news was cause for a full-on celebration. To them, this isn't a loss, it's a massive win. Getting rid of Carry Forward is the first sign that Treyarch is actually serious about fixing a problem that's been spiraling out of control, the game's identity crisis. The argument is simple. The vibe matters. When you're trying to have an intense, gritty match, it's a little hard to stay in the zone when you get unlimited by somebody who looks like a walking, talking slice of pizza. Black Ops 6 is set in the 90s and Black Ops 7 jumps to 2035. The idea of Gulf War soldiers fighting alongside futuristic space rangers was just too goofy for a lot of people. This is also a gameplay issue. One of the best parts of a new Call of Duty is that launch day magic where everyone is on a level playing field, figuring out the new guns together. Carrying Forward threatened to ruin that. Players could have jumped into Black Ops 7 with their perfectly tuned monster guns from the last game, killing the new meta before it even had a chance to breathe. Most importantly, this crowd feels like Treyarch is finally listening. The negative reaction to the Black Ops 7 reveal was a clear signal that people were sick of Call of Duty slowly turning into Fortnite. This reversal is seen as the developers putting the game itself ahead of the easy money they get from recycling old skins. But on the other side of the fence, a lot of players feel completely stabbed in the back. To them, this isn't some noble move to restore the game's artistic integrity. It's a broken promise that makes their time and money feel worthless. When Carryover was first introduced, it set a new expectation. Players were led to believe their cosmetic purchases would last for more than just a single year. People spent real money on Black Ops 6 bundles with a specific understanding that their stuff would transfer to Black Ops 7. Having that promise suddenly yanked away feels like a classic bait and switch. And this isn't just about the silly skins. We're talking about every operator, every blueprint, every single thing people paid for. If you bought the expensive Vault Edition or a few store bundles, all that content is now trapped in last year's game. You're not just losing skins, you're losing proof of your grind. All those camos you spent hours unlocking, gone. There's also a ton of suspicion here. A lot of players don't buy the authenticity excuse and think this is just about money. By wiping everyone's collection, Activision gets a brand new empty store in Black Ops 7 that they can sell everyone on all over again. Critics are saying that if immersion was the real problem, they could have just added a cosmetic filter, a simple on-off switch for the wacky stuff. Instead, they chose the one option that makes past purchases worthless and conveniently lines them up for another year of profits. This is one of the most complicated decisions a developer has made in a long time, and you can see why people are so split. If you're enjoying this breakdown, hit that subscribe button because the drama from this is just getting started. So, what's my take? Honestly, I'm stuck right in the middle, doing the splits. On one hand, I'm a sucker for immersion. The idea that Black Ops 7 needs its own identity is a great one, and a clean slate at launch makes for a better game. The visual nonsense has gotten out of hand, and it's refreshing to see a developer trying to fix it. But you just can't ignore the broken promise. People bought stuff in Black Ops 6 because they were told it would carry forward. To just say never mind feels like a slap in the face. As some people have pointed out, if Treyarch turns around and starts selling a whole new wave of ridiculous skins in Black Ops 7, then this whole thing was just a scam to make people buy everything twice. The best solution was probably the one the community came up with, a cosmetic toggle, a simple turn off weird skins button. That way people who want the gritty experience can have it, and people who like running around as a cartoon character can still see their stuff. Everybody wins, and nobody purchases lose their value. We also have to look at the other big changes, like Treyarch's hardcore new anti-cheat system. When you put the carry forward reversal next to their war on cheaters, a clearer strategy appears. Treyarch is betting that a fair, immersive, and authentic game will be more valuable in the long run. It's a huge gamble that trades short-term player happiness for the long-term health of the game. In the end, Treyarch drew a line in the sand. they decided to chase an authentic vision for Black Ops 7, even though it meant breaking a major promise. This move was cheered by players desperate for a return to Call of Duty roots, and it was blasted by others who feel like their money just went up in smoke. While some small things like double XP tokens will still transfer, the cosmetic collection that players spent a year building is now stuck in the past. This is a defining moment for Call of Duty. If Black Ops 7 is a massive hit that's praised for its immersive world, then this might just be the new normal. But if that in-game store slowly starts to fill up with the same goofy junk, then Treyarch's credibility is going to be toast. So while Treyarch is betting on authenticity, it's costing them a ton of player trust. This single decision will likely define their relationship with the community for years. But that's just my 2 cents. I want to know what you think. Was this a good call for the game or a total disaster? Did Treyarch do the right thing for the sake of authenticity, or is this just a greedy cash grab? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and until next time, stay frosty.